Welcome everyone in our virtual classroom. Now I am going to discuss kinematics of rigid body. The particular topics is motion relative to a rotating frame. In the last classes that I have discussed the rotation about fixed axis, but now it is not about fixed axis. Rather, let's consider it is a laminar or a slab, this one, and there is an axis I, j, small j, and other axis is there which is with respect to this building. So this building is fixed, means the x, capital X and capital Y axis which belongs to this building is fixed reference, and it is not fixed because it can rotate. If it is rotating and we are considering any particular point on the rigid body with respect to this moving reference plane, then we will study the parameters of kinematics, the velocity, acceleration, all this. Here, with respect to this frame, the unit vectors are small I, small j, and with respect to the fixed reference system, that is capital I and capital J. Now, if the rigid body is rotating itself, means the coordinate system here or a unit vector that is also rotating. So, this is the subject today for this 21st lecture of engineering mechanics. Let's follow the topic. I am going to explain the motion relative to a rotating rigid body. Here, we'll derive the velocity formula. Now, this is the rigid body. Two reference frame is there. This capital X and Y is the fixed reference frame which is not moving, whereas other reference frame XY, small xy, is within the rigid body. And when there is a rotational motion of the rigid body, the reference frame itself is rotating. And now consider any point B on the rigid body. This point B is moving with respect to the fixed reference frame as well as with respect to the moving reference frame. This moving reference frame is a fixed reference frame with respect to the rigid body. I repeat, this small xy is also a fixed reference frame with respect to the rigid body. But the observer beyond this rigid body, with respect to that observer, this xy is not fixed reference frame. Rather, the reference frame itself is rotating. And that's why, with respect to that reservoir, consider a fixed reference frame xy. Now, the unit vectors in the moving reference frame are ijk, small ijk, and with respect to the fixed reference frame, the unit vectors are capital Ijk. Here from the figure, the position vector of point A is Ra. It has two components, Rax in x direction and Ray. So Ra is the vector summation of Rax and Ray. Similarly, the
position vector of point B with respect to the fixed reference frame is RB. And the position vector of point B with respect to the moving reference frame, this reference frame XY, it is RBA. Again, RBA has two components, RAX and RY. This RAX and RY is measured with respect to the moving reference frame. So RBA is the vector summation of RY and RX. Now we can write down RB is the vector summation of RA and RBA. Let's write down the equation. So RB, the position vector of point B, equals to this RA plus RBA. RBA indicates it is the position vector of point B with respect to point A, and RA is the position vector of A. It is the absolute quantity, but this RBA is the relative quantity. Both RA and RB is measured with respect to the fixed reference frame, whereas RBA, it is measured with respect to the moving reference frame XY. Now, vectorically, we can write down RA equals to RAX, this one. In what direction? It is in the direction of X, where unit vector is capital I. And this component is in Y direction, means unit vector is J. So RA can be written as RAXI plus RAYJ. And similarly, with respect to the moving reference frame RBA, which is the summation of RX and RY, RX is the magnitude in the direction of small x, unit vector is I, RY is the magnitude in small y direction, means unit vector is J. So finally RBA is this. Now substituting these two values in equation 1, we are having RB equals to RAXI RAYJ plus RXI plus RYJ. So this is the position vector of point B with respect to the fixed reference frame. Now to find out, we have the position vector of point B. Now we have to find out the velocity of point B. So velocity of point B is differential of this RB. It also can be denoted as R dot B. Substitute here in this equation the value of RB from the previous equation. Substituting that and differentiating, we are having this quantity R dot AXI RAXI dot. Here point should be noted that unit vector is the vector. So we also have to differentiate this. Though the unit vector is the magnitude is fixed, that is one unity, but the direction not necessarily fixed, it is not constant. So it, in this conception, this is also a variable, and as I and J is also variable, so we will consider both the variable and differentiate. So differentiating, we are having r dot axi or ax I dot. Similarly, all these quantities. Now, capital I and j are the unit vector with respect to the fixed reference frame. Fixed reference frame means the unit vector, the direction of x and y is fixed. The magnitude of I and j is unity, as it is unit vector. Again, the direction is also fixed. So there is no change of capital I and j. So I dot and j dot in this equation, I dot and j dot equals to 0. But small I dot, it is not 0, because the small I is the unit vector with respect to the moving reference frame. This reference frame is itself moving, means though the magnitude is unity, for the small I magnitude is still unit, but direction is changing. That's why I dot is not 0. So substituting these values, we can write down r dot ax equals to r dot x means drax by dt, that is equals to x component of velocity, and r dot ay equals to y component of velocity. R dot x means vx. Similarly, substituting all these values here, we are getting this 3 to 4, and writing I dot and j dot equals to 0. So finally, this is our velocity equation for point B. The unit vector with respect to the rotating frame itself is rotating, and that's why there is a change of magnitude, not magnitude but the direction, means finally there is a change of unit vector. Now we'll find out what is the value of di by dt or I dot and j dot. Now let's consider for a small interval of time del t, the slab rotating at an angle of del theta, and the coordinate system x and y is fixed with respect to the rigid body. As the rigid body itself is rotating, so the coordinate system is also rotating. Along the x-axis, it is the unit vector I. So unit vector I is also rotating del theta angle. I is the unit vector, means the magnitude is 1. So after rotation also, the magnitude will remain 1 here to here. Magnitude same means the length before rotation and length after rotation is same, but the direction has been changed. So what is the change of the direction? Drop from here to here line. So this is the del I or change of unit vector. Now this is, we can consider it is an arc with radius I. For small value of del theta, the arc length del I is equals to I means the radius of the arc into the angle del theta, that is given here. Now again, the magnitude of I is 1. So magnitude of del I is del theta into 1 or del theta. So del theta is the magnitude of del I. Now again, for small value of this del theta, I is perpendicular to del I, or del I is perpendicular to I. Again, j is also perpendicular to I. It indicates that del I is parallel to j, as shown in this figure here and here. It indicates the direction of del I vector is same as j. So now the magnitude of del I is del theta, direction is j. So finally the vector del I equals to del theta into j. Similarly, you notice here the j is also changing. After changing, j is here, and the change of the j vector is equals to del j. By the same law, del j equals to del theta I. It is small letter, it is not capital, it is small. Del j del theta I. But here it is negative. Why? You just see here, this del j is perpendicular to j, means parallel to I. But you see the direction is opposite here and here, and that's why it is written del j equals to del theta I. It is small I. I repeat, it is small I. So from this equation we are getting that del I equals to del theta j. Divide both sides of this equation by del t. So we are getting del I by del t, or I dot, that is equals to del theta by del t into j. Now del theta by del t equals to the omega, angular velocity. So finally I dot equals to omega j. Similarly here, j dot equals to del j by del t. Dividing both sides of this equation by dt and del t, we are getting del j by del t equals to minus d theta by dt into I. It is small I. Definitely it is small I, not capital I. It's a mistake here. That takes to j dot equals to minus omega I. So finally we are getting the relation between I dot and omega. So I dot equals to omega j and j dot equals to minus omega I. This equation we have to replace in equation 4. Now substituting the value of I dot and j dot in equation 4, we are having this. It was the j dot, and so it is minus omega I, and it was I dot omega j. So substituting this equation, we are having, and after simplification we are getting this is the equation. Now you notice this VV, this equals to VAX I VAYJ. Again VAX I plus VAYJ can be written as VA. Means absolute velocity of point A with respect to the fixed reference system, and this can be written as Vxy, which is the relative velocity, the velocity with respect to the moving reference system, and this is omega cross Rxy. This term can be written as omega Rxy. Now we have to define these terms again. Now let's define the velocity terms. So there are four velocity components: Vb, Va, Vxy and omega. Where omega V omega is the omega into Rxy. As this component of velocity is a function of omega, so sometimes it is represented as V omega. It is the relative velocity of point B with respect to A. That's why it is also written as VBA. So VBA equals to VA omega AB into RBA. And here the velocity VA is the absolute translation velocity of point A, or it is the point A is the origin of this moving reference frame. So VA is the translational velocity of this origin with respect to the fixed reference system. And Vxy, that is the translation motion, that is due to the translation motion of point B in the xy frame, means this moving frame, with respect to this moving frame. And the V omega is the motion of B due to the rotation of the slab, as the slab is rotating. So due to this rotation, rotational effect is there. So out of this four term, this Vxy or VBA represent the rotational effect of the slab or the rigid body with respect to the fixed reference system, and rest of the components of velocity are the due to the translation movement of the points or the rigid body. So this is all about the three-term velocity equation. This is well known as three-term velocity equation, as Vb can be represented as Va plus Vxy plus V omega. Three terms are there to represent this Vb. It also can be represented by a vector diagram. Here, direction of VBA or V omega is always perpendicular to the radius vector, as it is the cross product of RBA and omega AB. So the direction is perpendicular to the radius vector, and rest of this direction depends on in what direction it is moving, the slab is moving. So this lecture is ends here. So this is the references that I have used to prepare these video lectures.
Okay, we have derived the three-term velocity equation when the lamina or the slab, means the rigid body, was rotating with respect to a fixed reference system, and there is another reference system or coordinate system which belongs to the rigid body itself. In the next lecture, I am going to discuss 5-term acceleration formula. Thank you for your patience, and I will expect you will also follow the next lecture similarly. Thank you.